This is the next episode of my XR Weekly News. We are in week 33, 2026. And before I forget it, next week there will be no weekly news because I'm on vacation. Yeah! And this time, you won't believe it, but it doesn't have something in common with VR. I have no idea how this could happen. Yeah, I will just do a relaxing vacation. Wow. This is really rare in my life. But yeah, I will do that. So next week there is no weekly news, but of course the week after that I will tell you all of the things you missed. So you will never miss anything on this channel. The weather here in Germany is crazy. It's going so high again, like 36 degrees Celsius and things. Like this happened over the last 2 months or even more, and this is rare. Like even the rivers in Germany, like Rhine and Mosel and so on, and Donau, they don't have water anymore, so the ships can't drive with the full load and so on. This is freaking insane. It's freaking insane. I've never seen that before. Yeah, however, everything about XR hardware, games, releases and sales. Let's have some fun with the XR Weekly News and let's go.
Voodoo.de.
So, Decay is a PCVR survival shooter, and when you check it out, it looks like a Fallout, right? So this is yeah, a project for a solo project. Yeah, you operate from a bunker, you maintain the gear, and you manage the Atlas network. And yeah, of course you have to survive from radiation. And it's a solo developer called A Gaming Plus, and it launches into SteamVR Early Access on August 21st in 2026. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, so I love Fallout games, so I will definitely try it out. So this is shocking news for me. So you know Job Simulator? This is one of the oldest VR games that I played. It's very old. It came out when everything started with VR, I think 2016 or so. And the sequel will be a flat game. What the heck? What the heck? I'm shocked. So Alchemy Labs and so on, they doing that in flat mode. Phew. I don't know. So it's a nice VR game for beginners and so on, the first part, and I always recommend it for new players and so on. But now in flat gaming, like that's completely different. I really hope they will not abandon VR because Alchemy Labs is a nice company. So perhaps if people see the flat version and there is a hint that you can also play it in VR, perhaps we can bring some people in VR, but I don't know. What do you think about it? Write it in the comments. Beat Saber gets a price drop. For the first time in history, a permanent price drop from $30 to $20. And this happens on all platforms. Quest, SteamVR and PlayStation VR 2. So this is crazy. I would say it's the most famous VR game. Even people that have no idea about VR, they saw a gameplay perhaps of Beat Saber somewhere, or yeah. And this is interesting. And the author of this article, Scott Hayden, he thinks that the reason is they want to try a little bit around for making Beat Saber free to play. Crazy, right? I mean, perhaps that really makes sense because you already pay for you pay for the game, and after that you pay for the songs. So why not making the game for free and then you still have to pay for the songs? That, in my opinion, it makes sense. So perhaps people that really don't want to pay anything for Beat Saber because they hate it or whatever, they can at least try it then for free and have a sneak, and perhaps they think, oh, it's not so bad. I don't know. Yeah. So what do you think about it? Write it in the comments. Okay, guys, we have the VR games showcase, and this is a long list, so we will rush through it, it will not get endless. So the first one is Total Chaos VR. This is a psychological horror survival, and we are an abandoned mining colony exploration. We have resource management, crafting, and it's based on the Doom 2 mod. The release is unknown, but it comes for SteamVR and MetaQuest. And then the next one, Bootstrap Island, comes finally for the PlayStation VR 2. It's already released now. This is a roguelike survival, really nice on a tropical island against wildlife and so on. This is really a cool game. It's already available for PCVR. And then we have Gunman Contracts, this action shooter. Yeah, so we have hitman contract missions and combat against organized crime. This comes together with a Steam frame, and it comes for PCVR and flat. And then we have Tiny Flock. This is a physics-based VR puzzle game. It's you are guiding sheep through 3D diorama puzzles to safety. September 29th in 2026 for MetaQuest and Steam. And then we have Out of Sight VR. This is a horror adventure. You are guiding a young girl through a mansion from her teddy bear's perspective. It's already on SteamVR. It comes for PlayStation VR 2 in holiday and MetaQuest in 2027. And then we have Drifters. There's no trailer. It's a PvE co-op extraction shooter. We are raiding alien temples for energy resources to power a mothership. It's coming soon on MetaQuest and SteamVR. And then we have Spirit Rituals. This is a VR mixed reality horror game with photographing and capturing spirits as a psychic medium to break curses. Holy moly, yeah. It's coming soon on Pico and PCVR. And then we have All On Board. It's a VR board game simulator. It's of course a digital adaptation of tabletop games with multiplayer and physics interactions and so on. It's already out for MetaQuest and Steam. And then we have Raid. This is a co-op science fiction shooter. We inspect cargo freighters and we hunt smugglers, and we have a weapon customization. It comes soon on MetaQuest and Steam PCVR. And then we have COVR. This is a tactical VR military simulation. We have realistic ballistics, stealth mechanics, and modern tactical military operations. It comes 2026 for MetaQuest and SteamVR. And then we have Zero Caliber 2 Remastered. This is a remastered campaign, co-op missions, PvP multiplayer. Comes now for PlayStation VR 2 in October 2026. And then we have Green Hell VR. This is already out, but we get a new, a DLC, I would say. It's like animal husbandry, it's enclosures and capybara taming. Crazy. It's already out, the update for MetaQuest and PlayStation VR 2. Then we have the Light Keepers. It's a co-op action survival. And we, on daytime, we do scavenging on the island, and nighttime, we defend our lighthouse against monsters. Comes on September 10, 2026 for MetaQuest. And then we have Adrian's Quest. This is a single-player action adventure, physics-driven puzzles and shootouts on an alien planet. And this comes soon for PC VR. Looks pretty cool, right? And then we have the Rifted Skies. This is a parkour roguelite. This is a high-speed traversal. We are climbing, and we have melee combat and so on, all driven by motions. It comes in fall 2026 for MetaQuest 2, 3, SteamVR, and Pico. And then we have Convergence. It's a VR extraction shooter. We have scavenging and artifact hunting, everything in an anomaly zone. And we also have a dog companion. This is the final release of the game, and it comes in September 17, 2026 for PC VR, SteamVR, yeah. And then here's no trailer. This is Knights of Fiona. It's a multiplayer action JRPG. This is a cooperative battle against dragon entities in a war-torn setting. It comes in September 2026 for MetaQuest and SteamVR. And then we have Rustmorn. This is a science fiction survival horror shooter. Yeah, we are on an abandoned station. We have to be very sneaky, so it's a stealth gameplay, and we can also dismember the enemies. And comes in early 2027 for PCVR, SteamVR. And then we have Payday Aces High. This is, of course, you know that it's a VR co-op heist shooter. We have to plan and execute bank heists in up to 4-player co-op. It comes 2026 for MetaQuest 3 and PCVR. And then we have Drop Dead the Cabin. This is a zombie survival shooter. It's wave-based. Where's the gameplay? They don't have. Here's a little bit of gameplay. You have to defend your cabin against hordes of undead. It comes in August 27, 2026 for PlayStation VR 2. And then we have a DLC for Trombone Champ Unflattened. It's a VR rhythm game. We have a Disney DLC that features 6 animated film tracks. It's already out for Quest, PCVR and PlayStation VR 2. And then we have High on Life. This is a comedy shooter. We are fighting an alien narcotics syndicate and we use talking weapons. Crazy. Comes soon for MetaQuest, PCVR and PlayStation VR 2. And wow, look at this crazy System Shock VR. Wow, I really want to play that. Of course, it's a remake of the old science fiction immersive simulation. We have a full VR recreation of the game that was that comes from 1994 on Citadel Station. Really nice. There's no release date yet, but it comes for MetaQuest, PCVR and PlayStation VR 2. And then Brush Hammer. This is a mixed reality painting app. Yeah, so we can paint tabletop figurines and we use digital hobby tools for that. Comes in August 26, 2026 for MetaQuest. And then we have Vertigo Rush. This is a VR racing game. So we have time trial racing and we also use climbing and swinging mechanics. Yeah, and it's not car racing, but yeah, racing via your hands. It's insane. It's Q4 2026 for MetaQuest, PCVR and PlayStation VR 2. And then we have Omega Pilot. This is a science fiction anti-gravity racing with crossplay between VR and flat players. And it's already out for consoles, PlayStation 5 and PlayStation VR 2. And then we have Battle Group VR 2. This is a real-time VR space strategy. We have fleet management, we have space combat, and everything from the bridge of our spaceship. It comes on August 28, 2026 for PCVR and MetaQuest. And then we have Stuffed Two-Foot Hero. This is a VR wave shooter. We have to defend a child's bedroom from nightmares and we play as a teddy bear. Comes in fall 2026 for PCVR and MetaQuest 3 and 3S. And then we have Grappling's Paint and Seek. This is a social VR game. Yeah, it's hide and seek, yeah, where we have to paint ourselves. This is a trend, yeah, it's also a trend in flat gaming, and we have to blend into the backgrounds, and this comes for MetaQuest in summer 2026. So, guys, that was a lot. There are some really nice games, like, of course, System Shock and so on. Yeah, they are Drop Dead, okay, that's Payday is also interesting. Rustmorn is interesting. Yeah, Convergence. Adrian's Quest also. Lightkeepers is interesting. Green Hell VR is always interesting. COVR, Raid. Spirit Rituals also nice. Out of Sight. I also love Tiny Flock. I love this kind of games. Gunman Contracts. Bootstrap 1 for PlayStation. So I think this is some cool games. What do you think? And what do you also notice that, like when you remember 3 years ago, like every game mostly came only for MetaQuest. And now when you go through the list, like I think 90% of the games come also for PCVR or even more, and some games only for PCVR. This is a trend that I appreciate because I love PCVR. Yeah, I started with PCVR. This is, in my opinion, the best way to experience VR. And I love the trend. But of course, in my opinion, every VR game should be released on all VR platforms. That would be great. So what is your favorite game from the VR Games Showcase? Write it in the comments below. Okay guys, let's check out the releases. Finally, on MetaQuest, Discovery Rogue Planet is released. So after my review and my gameplay, you ask, where's the game? So I think they put another release date in the last second, I don't know. However, now it's released and I can already tell you this is a really nice game. The first reviews are insane, 4.9 stars. I can confirm this is a really nice game. It also looks pretty good on MetaQuest. And is it already available for PCVR? I'm not sure. However, it's a nice game, single player shooter with story, adventure and things. And don't forget guys, with my coupon code voodoo.de you get 10% discount on every MetaQuest game, also Discovery Rogue Planet. And then we have Big Rage. This is a dark jump and run VR game. And then we have on PCVR Wild West Panic. Yeah, this is a Wild West shooter. We have Shoppencraft's Quantum Curiosity. This is a little bit like Job Simulator. Yeah, so we have to handle machines and work and so on. And then we have a Blind Touch VR. This, yeah, it's like you experience the world as if you're blind. And on PlayStation VR 2, we have Bootstrap Island. Finally, this is a really nice survival game on tropical islands. It looks fantastic. It's a really nice game. You should definitely try it out. And Omega Pilot Evolution is a hyper arcade racer. These were the releases this week. So guys, the sales on MetaQuest, I didn't find anything special, but here Lucky's Tale on SteamVR. This is a really nice platformer game, 85% off. And then I can really recommend this. This is Farm. This is a pretty old, it's from 2017, but it's a really nice puzzle game. It's very immersive, it looks brilliant, and you get it 80% off. And then I found something. I found it at Gamertag's channel. So this is a bundle where you pay $26. You can even pay less and get less games. But if you pay $26, you get those 7 games that are brilliant: Into the Radius 2, EXD, Underdogs, Bootstrap Islands, Arizona Sunshine 2, Convergence, and Unloop. Wow, every single of this game is nice. So this is definitely worth it. You get 7 Steam keys if you pay that, and that's really cool. By the way, all the links to the sales are in the description. I managed my homepage a little bit newer and a little bit better, so we can filter Quest games. There are over 14,000 Quest games. You can sort them by release date and genre and whatever. Just go via my link in the description. This is the world's wide biggest Quest coupon filter list on the planet. Check it out. And there you will also find the sales. So guys, as I told you, next week I will not be there. I deserve the vacation. Holy moly, 16 hours working a day. It's freaking insane. So I'm really looking forward to that. But of course, I prepared some videos. So you will definitely have to watch something. Also, guys, please consider to support the channel via channel membership. $2 per month. You get behind the scenes videos, early access, and a lot of different perks. Check it out also in the description. Thank you for watching and see you next time in virtual reality. See ya.
voodoo.de